through snaky roads up here. The Mambila Plateau is the highest elevation point in Nigeria and one of the highest mountains in West Africa. We're currently in Bo, where one of the historic Bible schools is located, and right about now we are heading to Ver, where there is a very large river and a lot of business activities go on there every day. So we are going there to see the business aspect of life in Mambila Plateau. Riding early in the morning on a tour through small neighborhoods in Gembu. The beautiful scenery and the extremely cold weather had us admiring nature through shivering eyes. The Mambila is a high grassland plateau with an undulating landscape free of insects. It also has temperate climate within a tropical region. The people here are predominantly farmers. We stop at a farm where some women are harvesting maize and tilling the soil for new crops to be planted. As happy as this woman may seem, her little source of livelihood is threatened by the lack of fertilizer and the constant invasion of cattle into her farm.
Na lelti kumba kote na gurta ki ko yela oshuna na kote na gerne taki ai waya no gurna ko yela ba ko shi kike wala me kirne.
These farmers here have barbed wires around their farm. Now this is to stop cattle from intruding into the farm. And according to the farmer we met here, she has just harvested corn and red beans, which is very common around here on the Mambila Plateau. And now she's planting some vegetables for the rainy season. We carry on with our journey. At this point, the terrain starts to seem like a downward slope. The bikemen struggle to get a grip of their motorcycles, fighting against mud on the slippery, narrow path. Finally arriving at the riverbank, we find what seemed like a small market, only that it was a market of canoemen ferrying people, cars and motorcycles across to the other side. The swampy riverbank was very muddy, and and we were warned to watch our steps. Young men, wielding long sticks, serving as paddle for the canoe, watched on in anticipation of new customers. But we were not there to cross over. The leader of the canoemen here, this man, is coordinating activities today, giving orders and making sure the makeshift bridges are steady enough for the tires of the Land Rover vehicles to ply them into the large canoe. The Donga River is an important trade route for people on the Mambila Plateau. Goods are often exchanged between traders in Nigeria and Cameroon.
This river, I think people were crossing this river, I think more than 80 years now. And the main business here is taking foil to Cameroon, bike to Cameroon, cattle market at Mbanga, Dorofi, Hainari and other places. This river generates much revenue to the local government too. Upon all the revenue they're generating, the route is bad, the terrain is bad. No route, no network, no place to even sit and relax. As now you are saying we came, due to much water, we have to wait for the water to subside before we pass. See, all these things are challenges we are facing here, and we don't know why the government neglected these places like that. A place that only have one route, one is not secured, and the route is bad. So imagine you are bringing your products from Jalingo to this local government. You have to spend 8 hours. Imagine the time you will waste, the fuel you will waste, and if you come, how will you sell your product? And forget about being in the main town. If you want to go to the villages, the route, how will you lead to the villages too?
A tough struggle for the Land Rovers, but even a bigger challenge for the canoe men. In the end, they are victorious. This is one of the many riverbanks that can be found here on the Mambila Plateau. A lot of goods and even cars are being ferried from Ver to Umbanga on the other side of the river. Now it's very dangerous, especially during the rainy seasons, but these men have mastered their craft and they do it quite seamlessly. Both commercial motorcyclists and the canoemen here share the same grievances: bad roads.
Our own experience now, we are just looking forward to the government to at least put hand on this our business, either to put us the bridge of this Mambila river, so that we should at least do our Okada without suffering like this. The challenges of riding bike here in this Mambila, because our route, erosion is already break some of the route, and we are just managing like that in our rigs. to get. Without that, you can't get anything in this our land.
So this is our place. We don't have any job. There's no company. There's no anything. That's why even though we don't have anything to do, we're supposed to come and join and do the Okadas. And we achieve so many things there. But our problems here is always a matter of route. We don't have fine route. The route is too bad. I think since we are coming down, you see it by yourself. If there's rain, there's problem. If rain comes down, there's problem. This is our government of today. They have to come and look at how people are suffering here. If they can assist, they're supposed to come and at least fix the route for us. That's our problem.
The young men here make their daily bread through ferrying people and goods across the river. But this doesn't come at no cost.
It's very long that we are used to work here, and government didn't put eyes for us. So we are even pleading them to come and help us, even common engine boots that are made bought for us, so that we can use, so that we can use ourselves on it, so that we know that government is helping us. So a day we are used to make only 2,500 naira. That's why we can help in our self with it, to protect our life with it. We are used to pay tax in the government. Each of any bike that pass here is 15 naira that we are used to collecting on. We are even pleading them to reduce a revenue to us so that we have something to fit our family with it. So any machine that pass here, we are attaching them. They are even crying for us that we are collecting too much money with them. We are saying that any government people can come here, but more especially chairman. We are wanted by this time around, where you are here, we want chairman local government to come and see how we are suffering here. If they come here, they don't look eyes on us. When they do an election, they will just come and tell us that they will do us this, they will do that. And end of the day, we didn't see anything.
wala kugal jamin no watona sana min laaj ko mota onati wallata min wala vum wala noy min boy min do habtaw to hani bo gomnati falla min nam minimma heba min heba dalila ma be min hebi na famina ama be fallata min to min be biya min ta voters card noy ni wala sakina zabe min nyalla nange ko futo nyami ni fallata min jango nimbo laolo no yino lawo mai vai nana seto mi yetti mumba ani ko letta nimbo yetta gomnati en do bedda be to be balla na famina am minindo do jodi babi ko mabbe on ndo wala o lobe ndo yara poni na laari do jotta larno ma do wari minanda ko ndew min erata nembo be do jawa seeda de laalo so serious.
People like Usman share a major brunt of the bad roads in Mambila, especially during the rainy season. Driving through slippery mud tracks, accidents are sometimes inevitable for them.
We need some help from our government and the rural areas, and the route is not, the route is not fine, and we need some bridge and helps from government because of we just waste our time. Go use voters cards instead of us to go our business, to go stand line and vote. At the end of the day, nothing we earn. So this is how we used to survive, and this is what we need from government. We are having accident, whether not by either bike not fall. Sometimes this thing we used to warn your conductor, and if rain falls, how we used to go is not good. Yeah, that's how most of our accidents are coming, especially this rainy season. In Mambila, we don't need much of things. We need only water and electric tariff are the most important thing that we need in this place. And this our road, they help us We have that because it's here we used to survive. Because we're not depending anything from government. No government worker here. We are all business in this place. We are all businessmen. Most of us are leaving the areas because of the problem that we have. No job, no electric, no water, all, nothing.
The revenue that the men working at the riverbank here in Ver generate for the government runs in a tune of almost ₦1 million on a monthly basis. But then looking at it, there is no government infrastructure or any facility put in place to ensure that their work becomes seamless. And these people have to waddle through mud and dirty water, a very risky job on a daily basis in order to get their daily bread. As bad as the story of the roads in Mambila may seem, one cannot take away the fact that nature's beauty lies here. The people here are peace-loving, and that has kept them together as one.
A gembu abunda nasani tun tarihin da a zamanin sarkinmu Mansur, tun zamanin da muka sani muna zanne lafiya, ba a taɓa yin crisis ko wani abu ba. Muna zanne a kasan nan bamu da wani masala a Sardauna. Muna nan dai Mambila da Kaka da Fulani da Kambu, all tribes, we have no any faction. To yanzu ni kan dai abunda muke so da gwamnati ya taimake mu, ya duba al'amari abunda yanda Sardauna local government yake shigar da revenue a gwamnati. Kuma yanzu hakan nan muna fuskantar abubuwa da dama na alheri wanda za mu iya mu dinga yawan gwamnati revenue. To kuma ya za a yi in ba hanyar nan, kuma ya za a yi in yaranmu ba su yi makaranta ba, ya mu za mu kasance.
The enormous natural resources here can be immensely tapped into to develop this area.
Where you have good roads, certainly commerce will be expanded. So for us to expand commerce, we need good roads. Even equipments that will be transported to the plateau to generate more capacity utilization certainly is something that we should expect to have. Yes, the roads, an improvement of the roads will certainly improve the production, the processing, even the marketing and the transportation of tea and coffee. Well, now what they do, we have the tea growers, or what they call them, the outgrowers, and also, those grown, on the tea estate. So certainly, it's going to be, it has sustained, a lot of youth, performance of a lot of youth engaged, in the production, of tea and coffee. And certainly, an improvement of that will bring in, a lot more, employment for our teeming youth.
Tea is one thing you can find in abundance in Mambila, with enormous tea and coffee farms spread across acres of land. This provides employment opportunities for youth in the area. And lawmakers in the country have taken a special interest in harnessing the potentials inherent in the tea and coffee farms.
The tea and coffee bill is one bill that I find very, very important. In Nigeria today, we consume what I made to understand about 2 million tons of tea, out of which Nigeria produces less than 1%. And I think the tea and coffee will be a bill that will, one, protect the foreign exchange we are going to spend on importation of tea, and two, is going to generate a lot of employment for our teeming youth and other. So it's going to provide also domestic capacity for the production of tea and coffee in this country. So I believe it's a bill that has, you know, a lot of forward and backwards linkages from farming, that is producers, you know, to processors, to marketers, you know, to exporters. So it is a fundamental bill, and I think once we have it through, it's going to generate more wealth for our people. There are about 24 states where tea and coffee, you know, can be produced in this country. So, and we have very arid land, you know, that can provide, you know, the opportunity to produce.
From high-rising mountains to tall trees, lush grass, and now waterfall. These are all the wonderful and incredible natural resources you get to see on the Mambilla Plateau. And I tell you, this place is very, very incredibly beautiful. It is one place you should visit at least once in your lifetime. Investing in the Mambilla Plateau can go a long way in putting this part of the country on the global stage. Natural and business tourism will become very successful if the appropriate modalities are put in place and right on time.